It was a crisp autumn evening when the skies above Washington, D.C. flickered unnaturally. At first, people thought it was a trick of the light, a digital billboard malfunctioning, or perhaps a drone display gone awry. However, the truth was far more extraordinary. A sleek metallic vessel, unlike anything known to human engineering, descended with the silent grace of a leaf. It settled on the freshly mowed grass of the National Mall, dwarfing the nearby monuments with its imposing structure. The world held its breath as doors hissed open, revealing beings from beyond our world. They were taller than the tallest human, with iridescent skin that shimmered under Earth's sun, reflecting hues of blues and greens. The leader of the delegation, who we would come to know as Ambassador Lyra, stepped forward. Her eyes, large and luminous, scanned the gathering crowd before settling on me. The handshake. I was there purely by chance, a bystander among the sea of political figures, military personnel, and scientists. As a freelance journalist, I had learned to navigate through crowds to get the best story. But this time, the story came to me. Ambassador Lyra approached, her movements imbued with a fluid grace. Surrounded by Secret Service agents, I stood frozen as she extended a hand towards me. Instinctively, I reached out, and the moment our hands touched, a warm glow emanated from her skin, enveloping us both in a soft golden light. The crowd gasped, cameras flashed, and for a moment, the world went silent, except for the low hum that resonated from the contact. Then, as quickly as it began, the light faded, and Lyra withdrew her hand, nodding slightly. I was left standing there, bewildered, feeling a strange warmth coursing through my body. The revelation. Days after the encounter, the story of the handshake had circulated around the globe. I was thrust into the limelight, interviewed by every major network, my face plastered on every news site. Amidst this frenzy, I noticed changes within me. I was sleeping less, my senses heightened, and a constant thrum of energy pulsed through my veins. It wasn't until I woke one morning, my stomach visibly swollen, that the reality of the situation dawned on me. In a panic, I contacted the very officials who had debriefed me post-encounter. Within hours, I was in a secure government facility, undergoing tests that seemed more science fiction than science. The results were as baffling as the event itself. I was pregnant. The handshake, an interstellar greeting, was also a reproductive method for Lyra's species. The gestation period was rapid, and the implications were profound, not only for me, but for all of humanity. Adjusting to a new reality. As weeks turned into months, my life became a blur of medical appointments, briefings, and an ever-increasing barrage of media attention. Lyra visited often, communicating through a combination of telepathy and an interpreter device. She explained that in her culture, reproduction was a sacred act, often reserved for ambassadors, meant to merge the best traits of their kind with those of other worlds, ensuring the survival of their species across the cosmos. In her eyes, this event was not an accident but a chosen fate, a way to bind our worlds together. Yet for me, it was an overwhelming twist of fate that challenged my understanding of my own identity and humanity. As I adjusted to the impending responsibilities of interspecies parenthood, I prepared not only for the birth of someone who would be half human, half alien, but also for the broader implications of this union. The world watched, waited, and wondered, just as I did, about the future we were about to meet. The next few months reshaped the landscape of international diplomacy and scientific inquiry as humanity grappled with the reality of my condition. Governments worldwide scrambled to understand the implications, while the scientific community launched studies on interspecies reproduction, fueled by an insatiable curiosity and fear of the unknown. Meanwhile, my personal life became a spectacle. Every aspect of my existence was examined, debated, and often criticized. I found solace in Lyra's visits. She shared stories of her world, Aeon, a planet where seas glowed under twin moons, and cities were built in harmony with nature, towering structures of bioluminescent plant life and crystalline formations. The call of Aeon. One evening, Lyra's tone shifted as we sat overlooking the Potomac River, the skyline of D.C. a distant glow. "There's something you need to see," she said, her voice a mix of excitement and solemnity. The following day, a small, sleek shuttle arrived, and for the first time, I left Earth's atmosphere. The journey was swift, smoother than any flight I'd ever experienced. Ion was breathtaking, a vivid, pulsating world so alive it felt like the planet itself had a heartbeat. The city of Luminara, where we landed, was a testament to an advanced civilization that had learned to thrive in sync with its environment. The buildings were integrated into the landscape, designed to enhance the natural beauty rather than overshadow it. Lyra led me through bustling marketplaces where creatures of various species mingled, selling exotic goods and foods that tantalized the senses. The Heritage Hall. Our destination was the Heritage Hall, a place of great significance on Aeon. Inside, the walls were lined with holographic images of Ionian history, depicting their advancements, struggles, and triumphs. Our civilization has faced extinction before, Lyra explained as we stopped before a series of images showing a barren, ice-covered Aeon. We survived because of our ability to adapt and merge with others. She pointed to another series of images, this one showing various species, some remarkably humanoid, others utterly alien. Each of these beings contributed to our survival. You and your child are now part of this legacy, she said, her eyes reflecting a serious, almost sacred duty, revelation and responsibility. Back on Earth, my story had taken on mythic proportions. I was both a symbol of hope and a beacon of controversy. Some saw the potential for new technologies and alliances, while others feared the erosion of human purity. The debates were endless, and the pressure immense. As my due date approached, security tightened. There were those who opposed this union, viewing it as a threat to human sovereignty. Threats came not just from within but also from space, as other interstellar factions learned of the Ionian-human hybrid. Lyra's visits became more frequent. Our child will be a bridge between our worlds, she reassured me, her hand resting gently on my swelling belly. A beacon of what can be achieved when different beings unite for a common good. The eve of birth. On the eve of the birth, the world waited in silent anticipation. The labor was anything but typical, monitored by the best doctors and scientists, with Lyra at my side. What emerged from me was a child enveloped in a soft glow, her cries not of distress but of power and life. Her skin shimmered like her mother's, and her eyes, when they opened, were deep pools of the cosmos itself. She was beautiful, terrifying, and utterly enchanting. As I held her for the first time, I realized that my role had only just begun. I was not just a father, but a steward of a new era, an ambassador in my own right, tasked with guiding not only my daughter, but also my species into this broadened horizon. The child was named Arara, a beacon of a new dawn, and her birth was just the beginning of our shared journey into the vast, uncharted cosmos. Arara grew at an astonishing rate, her development a constant source of fascination and anxiety. Her first words were not just spoken, but projected telepathically, filling the room with echoes of her thoughts. By her first birthday, she was walking and talking in complete sentences, both in English and Ionian. Her education was a unique blend of human knowledge and alien wisdom, taught by the best minds of both worlds. The Ionian Integration Initiative. Lyra and I co-founded the Ionian Integration Initiative, a program designed to foster understanding and cooperation between Earth and Ion. The initiative set up cultural exchanges, scientific collaborations, and joint ventures in technology and space exploration. Arara became the face of this new era, her existence a living testament to the potential of interstellar partnership. Diplomatic challenges. Not all were in favor of this rapid integration. On Earth, nationalist groups rallied against what they saw as an erosion of human purity and autonomy. In space, some Ionian purists viewed the hybridization as a dilution of their heritage. Lyra and I navigated these turbulent waters, our relationship strained but steadfast, as we worked to protect our daughter and the fragile unity we had helped to forge. The Harmony Act. In response to growing interstellar tensions, Earth's governments, influenced heavily by the initiative, passed the Harmony Act. This groundbreaking legislation created a legal framework for the rights and responsibilities of interspecies individuals and laid the groundwork for their participation in society at all levels. Arara, now fluent in multiple languages and versed in intergalactic law, became an ambassador at the tender age of 7, speaking at the United Nations and other significant venues. The anomaly at Titan. The calm of early successes was soon disrupted by an incident at Titan, one of Saturn's moons, where an experimental Ionian human mining colony had been established. The colony was a symbol of technological and cooperative success, but it also became a flashpoint. A mysterious energy surge crippled the facility, prompting fears of sabotage and sparking a crisis that threatened to unravel decades of peace. Arara, demonstrating an innate understanding of both human and Ionian technology, played a crucial role in resolving the crisis. Her ability to communicate with the mining machines, as if she could sense their operations, allowed her to stabilize the energy core and prevent a catastrophe, the Symposium of Stars. Following the Titan incident, a symposium was convened on Aeon, bringing together leaders, scientists, and diplomats from numerous star systems. Alara's presence was not just symbolic, she actively participated, her insights bridging gaps in understanding and fostering a deeper integration of technological and cultural practices. The legacy of unity. As Arara grew into her role, she became not only a symbol of unity, but a leader in her own right. Her unique heritage allowed her to see beyond the parochial interests of one species or planet. With each passing year, her influence grew, guiding humanity and Ionians through challenges and opportunities alike. Her vision extended to the outer colonies, where she spearheaded initiatives to ensure that all beings, regardless of origin, could benefit from the riches of space. Her efforts culminated in the establishment of the Intergalactic Council, a body that represented the interests of multiple species and systems, ensuring peace and cooperation extended beyond the confines of Earth and Ion. Arara's legacy, rooted in the extraordinary circumstances of her birth, continued to unfold. A beacon of hope and a testament to the potential of unity and diversity across the stars. As Arara navigated her adolescence, a deep space probe intercepted a distress signal originating from the Oort cloud. The message was fragmented, its origins mysterious, but its tone was unmistakably one of desperation. Arara, ever curious and boundlessly empathetic, persuaded the Intergalactic Council to launch a rescue mission, positioning herself at the forefront. The voyage beyond the mission to the Oort cloud was unlike any other. The crew comprised the best pilots, scientists, and diplomats from across the galaxy, with Arara as their leader. The journey was long, pushing the limits of current space travel technology and fraught with unknowns. As they ventured farther from the solar system, Arara's unique abilities became crucial. She communicated with the ship's AI on a near-intuitive level, guiding it through cosmic anomalies and stellar storms. The discovery of the marooned upon reaching the source of the signal, the crew discovered a ship unlike any they had seen, a relic of a forgotten time, its design unfamiliar and its halls eerily silent. Inside they found the survivors of an unknown species, their bodies frail, their technology advanced but damaged beyond repair. These beings spoke in a language of pure emotion, which only Arara could fully understand and translate. The Ethereal Guardians. The survivors, who called themselves the Ethereal Guardians, were remnants of a civilization that had once patrolled the boundaries of known space, protecting fledgling planets from cosmic threats. Their mission had been forgotten by the galaxy, their sacrifices unseen and unrewarded. Arara, moved by their plight and their noble heritage, vowed to help them restore their ship and their purpose. Integration and opposition. Back on Earth and Aeon, the arrival of the Ethereal Guardians stirred a mix of wonder and fear. Their spectral appearance and enigmatic powers challenged the existing understanding of life in the universe. While many celebrated their arrival as a sign of the galaxy's vast diversity, others viewed them with suspicion, fearing their influence and powers. Arara worked tirelessly to integrate the Guardians into the galactic community, advocating for their rights and educating the public about their history and intentions. Her efforts were met with resistance, but her resolve was as firm as ever. The Pact of Infinite Light. Arara's diplomacy and unwavering dedication led to the formation of the Pact of Infinite Light. a treaty that ensured the Guardians' protection and integration into the galactic framework. The treaty also established a new role for the Guardians, allowing them to resume their protective duties under the oversight of the Intergalactic Council. The unseen threat. However, peace was short-lived. A new threat emerged from the void beyond the galaxy, a dark force that had been lurking, waiting for an opportunity to strike. This entity, known only as the Shadow Veil, sought to undo the fabric of reality, erasing the history and achievements of civilizations across the cosmos. Arara, her powers matured and her understanding of the cosmos deepened, faced this new challenge not just as a leader, but as a guardian of life and light. With the Ethereal Guardians and the might of the Intergalactic Council behind her, she prepared to confront the Shadow Veil, her spirit unbroken, ready to defend the legacy of unity and peace she had fought so hard to build. As the threat of the Shadow Veil loomed over the galaxy, Arara convened a summit on the orbital platform Sirius, which orbited Earth's moon. Representatives from every civilized corner of the galaxy gathered, their starships a mosaic of engineering marvels against the backdrop of space. The atmosphere was tense. Each leader carried the weight of their worlds, wary of the encroaching darkness that had begun to seep into the outer colonies, corrupting technology and minds alike. The Plan of Light. Arara presented a strategy, coined the Plan of Light, leveraging the combined technologies and powers of the galaxy's diverse species. This included the Ionian energy harmonics, human quantum computing, and the Ethereal Guardians' ability to manipulate emotional energy. The plan was ambitious, aiming to create a network of beacons capable of dispelling the dark energy of the Shadow Veil by reinforcing the fabric of reality itself, the Beacon of Sirius. The first beacon was constructed on Sirius itself. Engineers and scientists from different races collaborated, their efforts overseen by Arara and the Ethereal Guardians, who imbued the structure with protective energies. When activated, the beacon shone brighter than the nearest stars, a testament to intergalactic unity and technological prowess. The spread of darkness. Despite their efforts, the shadow continued to spread, faster than the beacons could be constructed. Entire systems fell into darkness, their stars dimmed and planets isolated. The shadow's influence was insidious, infecting beings with despair and turning them against one another. Fleets were dispatched to defend the affected zones, but each battle was hard-fought, the shadow's forces seemingly endless. The role of the Guardians. In this desperate hour, the Ethereal Guardians revealed their true power. They were not just survivors, but custodians of an ancient force that could counteract the shadow. With Alara's guidance, they channeled their energies through the network of beacons, enhancing their light and purifying the corrupted systems. This effort, however, came at a great personal cost, as each usage of their power drained them physically and spiritually. The turning tide. With each activated beacon, the tide began to turn. The purified zones expanded and the shadow's advance slowed. Arara, now recognized as a leader not just of a movement but as a savior of the galaxy, led her forces from the front, her resolve unwavering. She delved deeper into the mysteries of the shadow, seeking a way to confront it directly. The heart of the shadow. Her investigations led her to the heart of the Shadow Veil, a vortex of dark energy located in an uncharted region of space. Preparing for what could be a final confrontation, Arara gathered her most trusted allies and set a course for the vortex. The journey was perilous, the shadow assaulting them with visions of despair and defeat, but Alara's spirit remained unbroken. The confrontation. At the vortex, Arara and her allies confronted the essence of the Shadow Veil. It was not merely a force of nature, but a sentient entity, ancient and malevolent, thriving on fear and chaos. Using the combined powers of the beacons, the emotional strength of the Ethereal Guardians, and her own profound connection to the cosmos, Arara challenged the shadow. The battle was cosmic in scale, energies clashing in the void, illuminating the darkness with bursts of light and color. In the end, it was Alara's determination and her deep belief in the unity of all beings that weakened the shadow enough for the beacons to purify it. transforming the malevolent energy into a new force of potential and growth for the galaxy. A new dawn. As peace returned and the shadow receded, the galaxy entered a period of renewal. Worlds rebuilt, and civilizations came together like never before, their bonds strengthened by the trials they had faced. Arara, hailed as a visionary, continued to promote unity and exploration, ensuring that the lessons learned from the confrontation with the shadow would guide the future generations. The legacy of the Plan of Light and the unity it inspired stood as a beacon of hope for all sentient beings, a reminder that even in the darkest times, light can prevail. In the aftermath of the Shadow Veil's defeat, the galaxy experienced an unprecedented era of peace and cooperation. Civilizations that had once eyed each other with suspicion now worked together to rebuild the affected zones and strengthen their shared defenses. The networks of beacons, initially created as a weapon against the shadow, evolved into hubs of cultural and scientific exchange, symbolizing the unity achieved through Arara's leadership. The Council of Innovators. Arara established the Council of Innovators, a body consisting of the brightest minds from across the galaxy. Its purpose was to ensure that the technology and knowledge gained during the conflict with the Shadow Veil were used for the advancement of all species. Under her guidance, the Council developed technologies that healed war-torn planets and created new forms of energy that were both sustainable and harmonious with the natural ecosystems of countless worlds. The Archive of Voices. Recognizing the importance of history and the diverse narratives of each civilization, Arara initiated the Archive of Voices. This vast library, located on the neutral planet of Serenity, was designed to preserve the cultural heritage of every species in the galaxy. Holographic recordings, ancient manuscripts, and art pieces were shared and displayed, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation among the galaxy's varied inhabitants. The Pathfinders program. With stability restored, Arara turned her attention to exploration. The Pathfinders program was launched, a galaxy-wide initiative encouraging young beings from all civilizations to explore uncharted territories. Equipped with advanced technology and guided by the principles of peace and scientific inquiry, these explorers charted new star systems, encountered previously unknown species, and found ways to extend the hand of friendship into the vast cosmos. The Day of Lights. The anniversary of the Shadow Veil's defeat became known as the Day of Lights, celebrated throughout the galaxy. On this day, every beacon was lit simultaneously, creating a network of light that could be seen even from the distant, unexplored fringes of the galaxy. It was a reminder of the darkness that once threatened their existence and the light that now guided their way. The Teachings of Arara. As years turned into decades, Arara's role shifted from leader to mentor. She traveled the galaxy, teaching the values of empathy, unity, and curiosity. Her teachings were not just philosophical but practical, influencing policies and governance. Her insights into the nature of the cosmos and the interconnectedness of all life became a part of educational curricula across different worlds. The Infinite Library. Arara's final project was the creation of the Infinite Library, a digital repository accessible to all beings, regardless of where they were in the galaxy. It contained not only the accumulated knowledge of thousands of civilizations, but also the personal stories of individuals who had lived through the era of the Shadow Veil. It was her gift to the future, a tool to ensure that the mistakes of the past were not repeated, and that the lessons of unity and resilience were never forgotten. The passing of a beacon. As the century turned, Arara, feeling her time was nearing its end, chose to depart on her final voyage alone. She piloted her ship toward the edge of the known galaxy, sending one last message back to her people. In it, she spoke of her hope for the future, her belief in the enduring spirit of her diverse galaxy, and her confidence that the light they had all created would continue to shine, even in her absence. Arara's ship was last seen passing through the pillars of creation, disappearing into the luminous cosmic dust. She left behind a galaxy transformed by her vision, a society that thrived on diversity and unity, and a legacy that would light the way for generations to come. The story of Arara, the beacon of a new dawn, became a timeless legend, told and retold as each new generation looked up at the stars and dreamed of what lay beyond. Her journey had ended, but the paths she illuminated continued to guide countless others toward a future full of possibility and light.